Welcome to Feedback Friday, weekly series where you ask the questions and I give my answers. If you're interested in following me on Twitter, the other half of YouTube, there'll be a link in the description. Here we go. Woody, it's sad that the PKA canceling video was your 2000th video. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I honestly swear I'm sorry. I meant to mention in that video what I'm going to say right now, which is I wanted my 2000s video to be a draw my life. I had sort of been hanging on to that idea and just like that's what I was going to do. I had decided I'll do a draw my life and I'll do it the best that I possibly know how I can do it, and it'll make it a good video. That was the idea. But somehow, just like I don't know, I've been sick, Colin's been sick, Jackie's been sick, and it's been hard to get it done. I didn't have it done in time. That's the deal. So I wanted to let you guys know, like, the Draw My Life I intend on doing will be something soonish. I don't know, maybe it'll be my 2007th video or something along those lines. And the video that I had planned for 2K, I'll still do a special video. It just won't be on time. So I apologize for that. And I agree. I wish I had nailed it. No excuses. I guess I gave a bunch of excuses. I don't know what to say. I blew it, but I'll make up for it. Woody, I guess he wants my thoughts on the Optic guys moving in together. I love it. I love it, but not for the reasons that you might think. One thing I don't like about pro gaming is how often the roster changes. And I love pro gaming. I've supported it more than most of the other YouTubers you could probably think of. But it always makes me a little sad to see a player get dropped from a team or a player sketch, or I feel like that consistency, like I get as attracted to the guys on the team, no homo, I get as into the guys, which is just gay, or I'm not, forgive me here. I get as into the players as I do the team name itself. And when one guy gets dropped who, like, you know, I was cheering for all this time, then it stinks for me. It stinks because I wanted to see that guy, you know, stay on that team and you know, kick butt. So the fact that these guys are moving in together makes me think that the roster won't change, you know, or it'll be really difficult to change the roster. And that's what I'm happy about. As for hosting LAN events and all their business plans, I'm not really privy to them. But I'm just happy that the guys I want to watch will probably remain on the same team for a while. How do you think Tech Tuesdays are going in comparison to your other series? So there's two ways to measure how a series is doing. One is by views and the other is by like response and enthusiasm and excitement. And in terms of views, Tech Tuesday's okay, but it's not really crushing it. The one where I compared the Xbox and PS4 kind of did. But for the most part, it doesn't get as many views as my other videos, but I'm okay with that because the excitement and responses I get, people who watch it love it. The guys who, you know, the people who look forward to Tech Tuesday every week and they campaign for their favorite topics. And you know, I have an excited subscriber base around that series, even if it's not as big a subscriber base as around, say, Mail Monday. So that is good. And then the other thing is there's a lot of sponsor interest, and you know that could open doors. You know, maybe someday I'll be able to compare hardware components by having guys ship me all sorts of stuff, or maybe would you like to see a well-edited, put-together video on how to assemble your own PC? Maybe a Newegg sponsorship could roll in and, you know, give me what it takes to put something together. So I think it's a really great idea for a series, and people are really enjoying it. And the view base is it's still building. All the series start slow, and then you got to give them a chance to find their audience. Does Joe Lauzon play games with you, or is he just a friend? If he played games with me, would that make him like a friend with benefits? I don't know. So let's see. I talk to Joe lately even more than normal, maybe 3-4 times a week. I started doing MMA training, and he's always curious about how my sessions went and stuff like that. So we've been talking a bunch. We play games less often than we talk, maybe every week or two, something like that. And what I'm really excited for, and I'll talk about this more, I don't want to spoil it too much, but I'm going to his house for a week or two in July, and it'll be like during his training camp for an upcoming fight, which is in August. And I'm basically going to like pretend to be a pro athlete for a week or two. I'm going to, when I say train alongside him, I guess, you know, in the same room as him, but I might be doing 2-a-day sessions. I might be, you know, I'll be driving to the gym with him and hanging out, and I don't want to do anything that would jeopardize his training. I mean, he has real pro training partners and coaches and stuff like that, and I would never want to get in their way. But, I'll be living at his house, and I'll be, training on his schedule, and I'm really, really excited about it. It's like my personal version of fantasy camp. Like, I don't know what you love. Maybe you love American football. Maybe you love like soccer. Maybe you love, or European football, I should call it. Maybe you love, baseball. How would you like it if you were hanging out with like a current professional? In Joe's case, I think the all-time most winningest bonus fighter in the history of the UFC, and subs of the nights, fight of the nights, etc. How would you like living with that guy for like a week or two and training alongside him? Like it's my personal version of fantasy camp. So I'm excited about that. I'll do a bunch of vlogs around it, and while respecting my training partner's privacy. So yeah, it should be super cool. So that's your answer, I hope. While you mainly play your 360, are you into any other exclusives for other platforms? Not in a while. I've been playing Warframe. You've seen some of those on my channel, and that's a PC exclusive. I used to play more PS3 exclusives. Like I played the Uncharted series, and I played Heavy Rain for a bunch, but I thought I had Flak Jacket right there. My wife plays more PS3 exclusives than I do. She's a PSN Plus member, and there's always like a free game on there and such. And she was talking to me about it. She wasn't that kind about the PS3 exclusive. Like she played Flower, and she's like, "There's a bunch of lame games on the PS3." I'm sure there's a bunch of lame games on both of them, but the ones that come plus on, or ones that come with PSN Plus, are not always her cup of tea. But I guess that's your answer. I haven't played a lot of PS3 exclusives lately, a little bit on PC, and my wife plays a ton of PS3 exclusives. How did Lefty become a permanent member of PKA? I bet even Lefty doesn't know this, so I'll answer. I'll give you the inside scoop. So as many of you know, FPS Kyle often accompanies FPS Russia on his trips. And there was a time when Kyle was missing a lot of the PKAs. Like he'd miss a couple in a row. I think he missed 3 in a month or one time, just because he was so busy. He was like shooting and filming and traveling and all that stuff. He wasn't lazy. He'd often like make valiant attempts to buy like microphones on these trips and set up hotel internet, and it just wasn't possible for him to record the show over bad internet. So we were looking for another guy, and if I were to like say hypothetically book Philip DeFranco as our third castmate, then I think that he wouldn't carve out time for it. He'd get busy. He'd be kind of big time. He'd like that. That's not what we were looking for. And it was actually Wings who was like, what we need is a smaller commentator who's really bright, who can like keep up and jump in, but he won't be, say, DeFranco, for example, where the show won't be important to him. That's the deal. And I don't mean to rip on Philip DeFranco. I love his stuff. I hope this didn't come out crazy. I guess you could insert any like mega successful guy, whether it be Freddie Wong or Jenna Marbles or whatever. If they were on PKA just wouldn't be the most important thing to them. Whereas if you grab a smaller guy, then it tends to be very important to him. So that's how Lefty, like we were sort of trying people out and such, and that's Lefty did a good job, and he was super reliable, and we liked him on the show, and eventually like every week he would respectfully wait for his invite and not assume he was on the show, but every week we wanted to have him on again, and that sort of just kept happening. And now, then when we started doing ads, you guys have probably seen every now and then we do ads on PKA. It just was only fair to give him equal cut of the money. And I think with that, he sort of became, a part of the show. That was what made it official, at least in my head. Where did you get the idea for the name Painkiller already? So what happened was back in the Modern Warfare 2 days, Wings of Redemption and I were trying people out for a competitive gaming team, a game battles team. And we wanted good players. Some people were mad that we were trying to get people who were good at the game. But we wanted good players. And we started trying out these people, and they were amazingly good. They were like, the pub stompers you see today. Like PwnStar.com comes to mind. The guy just runs around and kills everyone that dares to make it into his field of view. That's what these guys we were trying out were doing. And in Modern Warfare 2, there was a perk for dying a lot called Painkiller. And we had never seen people with the Painkiller perk like already earned in 30 seconds of the game. You know, the 30 seconds, 45 seconds in, I'm facing people, and like Wings would do this common complaint. He'd be like, "What? Painkiller already?" And that was the birth of the show. It was just, as we were trying out these super beasts for Game Battles team, people were getting Painkiller ridiculously early in the game. Like on Terminal, by the time I ran to their flag, they already had Painkiller. It was just, it was out of this world. And that's where the show got its name.